Forward today joins an illustrious band of footballers who've represented their country in 2 codes, rugby union and rugby league. He deserves his selection on his recent displays and will prove a major hurdle for the Kiwis with his non-stop style of play. And the New Zealand side, come on and let's go through it. At fullback, Chris Jordan, Fred Arcoy, Olsen Filipana, Dennis Williams, Dane O'Hara, John Smith, Ken Sterling is captain, Murray Eade, Tony Cole, Ray Baxendale, Lindsay Proctor, Glenn Taylor and Alan Rushton. The coach, Ron Ackland. Well, Sydney fans looking to see this player, number 3, Olsen Filipana. He's created a very good impression with his hard straight running and his great positional sense. I'm sure that Sydney fans will enjoy the way he busts tackles. Now, this could be the start of a long representative career if he goes well against the experienced pair, Cronin and Rogers. Eddie Ward, the referee. It's a blast on the whistle and we've got them underway. It's a high, deep kick. Eadie takes that well, gives it to Fay. Strong, hard-running player, this fellow. Busts the first tackle, brings it out to about 4 metres from the quarter line. There's a penalty against Murray Eade there for an infringement in the play of the ball. Which gets a mixed reception from the crowd. Quite a bit of booing for that. Rogers to take the kick. And it's not a bad kick. He's 9.5 metres from halfway. George Paponis. Olling. Tough. Parramatta prop forward. He was in the Australian World Series side last year. Pearce. And Thompson. He was under a cloud with a leg strain on Thursday, but came through a late fitness test okay. On the blind side. Fulton. Ready. Did well to take that. It was down low and he had to stop, put his arms down. Pearce acting as a link. Olling straight and hard on the halfway line. Well, Murray Eade getting through some good defensive stuff early. There's Fulton kicking tactically. And that's a grubber type kick with Fulton. Although I'd imagine a fair bit of today. Master of the technical kick. Now, it'll be interesting to see just how Queensland, the New Zealanders go for the ball. Play on, the referee says. Sterling, very experienced New Zealand skipper. That's Eade at dummy half, and he makes a charge. He's a big lump of a lad. Well, there's the first spill of the game. It's gone backwards. The referee saw a knock on. Lindsay Proctor unable to handle that. Proctor's the left prop, the outside prop for New Zealand. The giant fellow with a moustache there is very heavily strapped on both knees. Well, Morris got that, but rather luckily. Price, first touch of the ball. Typical bustling run. Paponis. Ian Rod ready. Gone. About the same height as Ian Thompson. They're only about 22 metres out now. Morris onto Ian Thompson now. Thought better of giving the pass about 3 metres inside the quarter. Fulton with the first bomb. Oh, it's anybody's. Did that hit the crossbar? Yes, it was a beautiful kick in the sense of putting New Zealand fullback Jordan under all sorts of pressure. Fulton usually aims for the post somewhere so that they have problems with the ball maybe touching it. Did on that occasion. And that'll be a knock on. No, knock back, the referee says. Well, I disagree. The ball definitely went towards the opponent's goal line. Reddy was the man. Paponis, Pearce, Price, swivels through 1, 2, still going. Takes it up to about 3 metres now from the New Zealand long pass out there to Balster. He crawls infield about 4 metres. Ian Thompson was the passer. Paponis. Fulton, ready, standing out wide. Nice pass to Cronin. He's taken well head on there by John Smith. Long pass out to Fulton. Fulton accelerates. Oh, what a great tackle again. And that was Dennis Williams, the mustachioed New Zealand centre Fay. And that's the 6th tackle. Right on the New Zealand quarter line, and pressure already being built up by this Australian side in the opening 6 minutes. Another scrum win to Australia. Clean heel too. Price, the lock forward, standing off the scrum. Smith underneath him. Ready. Basketball pass, knocked through by Williams. It'll be a knock on, but it was a rather sloppy pass there. Sterling to feed. Referee telling him where he wants it. Penalty to Australia. And it's against the New Zealand front row for going down. It was specifically the hooker, Glenn Taylor, who finished up on the broad of his back. Now, this purely from a sidelight point of view. There's no bucket of gold attached to it, but as I mentioned, Cronin has had a marvellous sequence. Barry, a little bit more about Cronin's kicking form this year.
Eight game for New South Wales against Queensland.
So this is number 20. I believe the record goes back many years, about 59 years.
Yes, that's right. Back in the 1913, I think, or somewhere along those.
Somebody kicked 23 or 4 or
26, I think.
26 goals. Anyway, Cronin now, purely academic. It's a kick at goal. 19-19, I'm informed. Breeze slightly behind and across from right to left. Well, there's number 20. An opening score in this test match in Australia after 7.5 minutes of play have gone to a 2-0 lead. Fay, Morris, Rogers, Cronin. Stood up on the tackle. It's a pass away, very late, out to Morris. Eadie. Bousted. Going strongly, it'll be a try. No, he's just ankle tapped him. Despairing dive, but he's come back in field. Well, he'll probably not go closer to scoring. Who was the diver there? Was it Jordan?
Jordan just touched his leg.
Oh, gee, that was a great incisive run. Let's see it again from the little fella. Just to get an idea of the pace from side on as... and a penalty to Australia will give us the opportunity to see that, how close that was. Now, there was the pass from Eadie. He came inside his opposite number, Dane O'Hara, and there was the despairing dive that just managed to get his left foot. He was still running with his feet off the ground. He may have even got to his feet and gone again, but the defence had sort of overrun him there. And then came the big crushing tackle from Alan Rushton to put him down, and that stopped the rush for Australia. Good work from Eadie. Nice little bit of football from Boasted, and a good last-ditch tackle by Jordan, which certainly saved a certain 5-pointer. He'd have gone right round underneath the posts. Cronin, 1.5 metres outside the quarter, 10 metres in from the sideline. Oh, it looks a beautiful kick. That's 21 in a row, and he's second today. Australia 4, New Zealand 0. We've had 12 minutes of play now, 12.5. Australia started in a very steady fashion, getting their 2 penalties, and now Terry Fay, big left wing 3/4, plays with the South Sydney club. Graham Olling, Rod Reddy, St George. Lock forward mostly with them, but been playing in the second row this year. Ian Thompson, his first test match for Australia, giant of a youngster. How old is he, Barry?
He's 21.
About 16 stone and about 6'3". Out they go along the line to Fulton, onto Rogers. Rogers with that incisive pace of his throws the dummy, and he's accelerated himself right into the clear. Oh, blimey, he's gapped them completely. This is a magnificent run by Rogers, and goes right underneath the post. That was a run from his own side of halfway, and that is a positive embarrassment. But let's see it again. Show the class of this top Australian setter. The dummy, they hang off and then go into the big long strides as he comes away with that beautiful relaxed style of his to completely put the New Zealand defence at a loss. And from head on, it looked this way. The pass from Fulton. Rogers stepped and came back inside Alston Filipana and kept on coming back inside. And then he was right into the clear, and it was really a foregone conclusion from that point as we see him come right away. Score underneath the post. Now we'll take Mick Cronin's kick at goal because we want to make sure that we don't miss any scores. And there's the big dive. Back to Cronin's conversion of that kick. It's successful. And Australia already have assumed a terrific lead. 9 points to 0. Well, they have two hookers in the front row, don't they? Wasn't Rushton a hooker too?
Alan Rushton's a hooker for his club, Eastern Suburbs in Christchurch in the South Island.
Dane O'Hara. Crisscross. Murray Eade coming on the burst. They're only about 8 metres away. Ashworth. Williams. There's this Cole coming straight and hard. He's a goer. Tony Cole. Short steps, gets moving quickly. And Ray Baxendale now only about 3 metres away. Williams trying, I think, to get a kick in there, but he's had to get a pass away. There's a grubber kick through, taken by Eadie. I don't know what Glenn Taylor's intention was with that type of kick. It's a penalty. Proctor being penalised for an infringement there. So Rogers will relieve the pressure for Australia. Australia lead. A try. Steve Rogers with a magnificent gallop right through about 7 defenders. And the remorseless Mick Cronin 3 from 3 in the goal area. Ray Price on the halfway line. Paponis. Morris throws a little dummy. There's a little run. Proctor finishes him off there on the blind side. Paponis. Olling. Got a pass away. It's gone to ground. Rogers, Fulton realised he was offside there. Had he fallen on it, it would have been a penalty. Alston Filipana doing his best to evade Fulton, but Fulton won't let go. And a penalty against the Australian three-quarter line, all offside. Well, Ward keeping both sides pretty well apart. That's not a bad kick. 10 metres from the quarter. Watching the way of imagination there from Dane O'Hara, just to tap it and go straight ahead. Lindsay Proctor. A pass away to move, but he couldn't hold that. That would have meant a bit more gain had he done so. Morris to feed. That's a penalty to New Zealand. And we'll give Jordan, I believe, the first opportunity to kick a goal. Jordan Barry was originally a centre with this touring party. Centre and wing, was he?
That's correct. He plays with Ellis in New Zealand, in Auckland, mainly as a centre.
And evidently his form of handling the ball in the air was sufficiently good to get him a fullback berth in this first test. A fair bit of talking going out there on the field. Jordan adopts the straight up and down style. Stocky player. He's about just outside the quarter line. He's about 20 metres in from the sideline. Nothing wrong with that. Good kick. First blood to New Zealand. Australia 9, New Zealand 2. Well, Morris has gone hard from the dummy, right from the base of that scrum, and so close to getting into the clear. Fulton, Price. 3.5 minutes to half-time. 9-2, Australia lead. Only the one try so far. New Zealand have stuck pretty well to their guns defensively as Paponis runs from dummy half up over the quarter line. Australian back standing very deep now. Ready. Morris, Fulton, little chip over. Here they come. Taken well. O'Hara drops it. 6 for Australia. Bosted has it. He's only about 3 metres away. That was a bad error. Fulton. Offside pass. I don't think there's any doubt about that pass, Barry.
No, definitely forward.
Yes, and Sterling Smith on the ground was the man who tried to stop Fulton coming straight and hard like that. There was a try on there, but Fulton had overrun the pass. Dennis Williams. Lindsay Proctor. Harry Eade. Lock forward.
Smith's okay now. He's on his feet and coming back into position.
Baxendale. About 12 metres from halfway, midfield. Cole there onto Dennis Williams, showing a bit of footwork ability on that occasion. Pierce the tackler. A couple of metres short of the halfway line. Referee Eddie Ward points to the Australians and tells them to go back. Williams kicking tactically again. And the bounce favours Australia. He's got it, came back infield. Away to Fay. Fay carrying the ball in the wrong arm, kicks. Chasing through, Jordan's under pressure. Oh, blimey, what's the bounce? Reddy has it. Good move by Fay. New Zealand still coming back on side as Fulton gets it away to Morris. Cronin. Cronin to Rogers. Rogers slips and has to go low to take that one. Pierce on the blind side. Way to Morris. Cronin. Fulton. And Thompson. Hasn't made any errors today with his handling. Pierce. Fulton. Price. Last tackle. Fulton's positioned himself there to put it up as the half-time hooter goes at the score 9-2. Jordan takes that well under pressure, and at the half-time break we have a scoreline which reads Australia 9, New Zealand 2. Restart play with a Rogers kick. It's been knocked back infield, but it went the required distance, but then ricocheted over the sideline. So a scrum will restart play with Australia leading 9 points to 2. 1 try and 3 goals from 3 attempts to Mick Cronin. The try was to Rogers, and the goal to New Zealand, their 2 points, scored by Jordan, the first penalty of the second half. I think he's penalised the New Zealand hooker Glenn Taylor there for going down before he told him to. Now Rogers. Cronin not going to attempt the goal from 40 metres. Rogers' kick is a fine one. That's about about 12 metres out. That's a great kick. It puts Australia into a very, very good attacking position early on. Graham Olling taking it up to the New Zealanders, and he's burst through one tackle. Oh, he's nearly in. Almost hung up over the line. The New Zealanders still enjoying their half-time break, I think. Papanis in. Well, that's the worst possible start for New Zealand. Well, George Papanis, who makes a habit of scoring tries from that position, has gone in to score a try in his very first Test match. Now, here was the break by Olling, which put the New Zealanders under pressure. They looked to me to be sluggish, as if they hadn't really got themselves back into a Test match frame of mind. And from that ensuing play of the ball, as our side on camera will show you, George Papanis bulldozed his way and gets the ball down just in the end goal area. We'll have a look at the front-on shot to as Mick Cronin now you'll see Papanis there. This is a more or clearer view, we hope, of it. Well, you'll have to, there's the ball down underneath the legs there of the New Zealand player who was on top. Now Cronin attempting to make it 23 kicks, successful kicks in a row. He's done it. Blimey, what form he's in. The golden boot. Australia 14, New Zealand 2. 4 goals from 4 attempts to Mick Cronin. 23 on the trot. Can he make it 24? I don't think Cronin's got a nerve in his body by the same token. I don't believe that he'd even have it on his mind. It's just another kick at goal. Dennis Williams kicks off. Taken by Price, dropped behind, picked up by Fay. Left wing 3/4, big strapping player. Papanis, last try scorer, dummy half. Olling is starting to... he's given Lindsay Proctor a nice old hand off there. Proctor came in all a rage and fury, but it was all over by then. The damage had been done. Ready. Little chip over the top by Fulton, trying to find the open spaces. Oh, Jordan did magnificently. No, you're not tackled, son. You can run. What a beautiful dive to take that ball. And around the ruck comes Alan Rushton. On the blind side they go. Cole. Harry Eade. Inside to Filipino spilt it again. He's had an unhappy match, Filipino. Came into the game with a big rap. We've had 15 minutes of this second half. Australia led 9-2 at half-time. Australia win another scrum. This has been one of the major surprises to me, with New Zealand with 2 hookers in their front row. Rushton was a representative hooker, and the current hooker, Glenn Taylor. Surprised they don't switch around and try to do something. They've got to get some ball. They're down about 12 to 3 or 4 at the moment. Then O'Hara. Rogers rides him to the ground. 10 metres from halfway. Still New Zealand taking too long to get back on side. Nice pass on to Smith from Filipino. He's had the ball lost. Bowstead tackle well. Eadie. Pearce. Papanis. Olling. Olling always looking to unload the ball. He's at the halfway line. Papanis. Ian Thompson. He too trying to unload and his arms free late. Fulton. Away to Cronin. Back inside then to Fulton. Referee saying get off him. Norris. Ready, the dummy. He'll pass away to Price. Well, he dropped it out to Fay. easy. No trouble at all. Price did well to hold that. The ball came into his hands, bobbled, and he snatched at it again. Let's see it again. A good try to Big Fay, but put on the end of a three-quarter line that passes like that. Now, the ready break was the means of getting the play. There was Price having a second snatch at it. And Fay, although he carries the ball in the wrong hand, from a Fenn point of view, he was able to evade Jordan's tackle. Now, from head on, this way. Quick hands along the line. The New Zealanders a little bit slow to move up. It was Ready getting in behind the defence here. The dummy got in behind Smith. And at that point, the try was on, so long as everyone caught the ball. Price timed his pass well. There was Fay on the outside of the last New Zealand defender, and always going to score from there, with Jordan coming across in a despairing dive. So then, Australia now 17 points to 2, and Cronin, his most difficult kick, trying to make it 24 in a row. He certainly had no difficulty with any of the 4 that he's had today. 4 from 4. Cronin, just outside the quarter, about 5 metres from the sideline. Well, it looks just unbelievably good. Yes, indeed. Mick Cronin, 5 from 5, and that's his 24th consecutive kick, successful kick.
Alfridge is out treating him at the moment.
Yes, well, that was a collision, an accidental one, I believe. Edie takes that well, right on his quarter line. Brings it back to within 8 metres of the halfway line. Fay gets rid of Fred Coy to Ready.
Hurt his leg with that tackle.
On a hamstring. He says he'll be okay. There's Ian Thompson trying desperately to get himself into the clear so that he can unload, but it's not one of those days for him. Morris, full quick hands. Cronin. Rogers leaves it behind. It's picked up by Filipona. He's through one tackle. Going strongly, gets a pass away, and it's a horror pass. It really was a horror pass. He just didn't look, and he's got a great big grin on his face at the moment, and he should have a very bad look on his face at the moment for bombing what could have been a try. And I see with horror one of his teammates patted him in a compassionate way on the backside, as much as to say, bad luck, mate. You should have got a clout over the ear for throwing a pass like that. Heavens, you don't make breaks in test matches and throw the ball over the sideline. Oliphant stripped on the sideline for Australia, number 14. He'll be taking, we would assume, the place of Morris shortly. Now then, Paponis falls on the ball after Fred Coy loses it going forward. Ready, straight into the defence, then unloads it to Edie. Edie seemingly recovered. To Rogers. Rogers up the sideline. A nice diving tackle. Gets him over the sideline. Jordan was one of the 2.
Graham Edie coming on in Australia.
Graham Edie coming.
Gary Fay's back at fullback, and Oliphant's on the left wing at this moment.
Yeah, it looks like Edie's done a hamstring, I'd say. And a penalty to Australia. Incorrect feed. Well, Edie walking from the field, I think quite definitely it's a hamstring. Getting a sympathetic round of applause. I'd like to know as soon as he's replaced. We have Oliphant on, but Jordan takes that kick, which failed to find touch. 19 points to 2. Australia, 3 tries and 5 goals. To 2 points. Baxendale. Cole. Eade. Sterling out then to Williams. Williams to Dane O'Hara. Good strong tackle there by Boosted and Price. Williams, Lindsay Proctor. Putting it together better now than New Zealanders. Rushton swung to ground by Rogers. Proctor. Eade. Filipina. You could hear the Australian players calling it, taking him out Bose. Bozo being Bobby Fulton, of course. Williams elects to kick. That one's what was that pullback for?
It was out before. I think it landed on the line.
Oh, I thought it landed in the field of play. My mistake. Right, a New Zealand scrum win, one of the very rare ones, and we'll get the statistics from Barry Ross on the
12-5. 12-5 the scrums out Australia's way.
It's 2.5 to 1. Sterling makes a small gain with a tap from dummy half. We've got 15 minutes of this game to go. Australia leading 19 to 2. Eade, Smith, Williams, Jordan slips as he comes into the line. Very pedestrian performance by New Zealand. Williams back inside. Paponis the tackler there. Taylor. Williams seems to be New Zealand's main method of attack is to kick from Williams. Oliphant to Fay. Comes back inside. Up towards halfway. Oliphant. Morris not been able to get himself into any open situations to show that pace of his. So Ray Brannigan will get a reprieve to the Manly side for their match against, who is that, Newtown tomorrow?
Newtown.
It's a fullback replacement for Graham Eady. Fulton, touched by a New Zealand player, Filipina. He evades Bostead. It's a pass back inside to Dane O'Hara, down the sideline, and Fay comes at him with a fine tackle. He gets him in a touch. Well, a close look at Filipina, number 3 on the New Zealand side, shows a massive pair of legs. He really has got, look at the leg development, thigh development on this man. No wonder he busts tackles.
He would have had a bigger impact on this game if they could have got some ball. It's his first test today too, Rex, so perhaps he's got a few nerves for some of those earlier lapses.
Yes, I may have been a bit harsh on him. I don't like players looking happy when they've made a terrible blunder. I think they can at least play lip service to being a little bit unhappy about it. Cronin just tackled by Dennis Williams. Rogers, ready. Nice pass to Oliphant.
It's Murray Eade
over the sideline.
Looks like he's done a shoulder and elbow.
Murray Eade being assisted by the trainer. Number 15 coming on there is Gary Prom. Is that how you pronounce it?
I think that's correct.
Another Australian scrum win. We're up to how many now on these scrums?
That's the 13th win to 5. 14th to 5.
14-5. The kick. Dane O'Hara takes it. He showed a bit of pace on a couple of occasions. There's the replacement, Prom. All the vigour you'd expect from a fresh player, number 15. New Zealand have not really been able to make much impression. The one run by Filipina. There's Smith, got himself into the clear, but trips as he comes to the quarter line. It was the only time when Filipina made that break that they really looked like scoring a try. Australia's defence has been excellent. A little bit pedestrian in attack, Australia. One disappointed with the amount of ball they've had. Here we go. Oh, well taken. Bostead, under pressure, has had a very sound test to do. Fay. Instead, away to Reddy. Reddy to Cronin. He gets himself into the clear and a dive. Dennis Williams despairingly just tapped his ankle again. He might well have gone another 30 or 40 metres. Reddy with a nicely timed pass to Morris. Oh, that wasn't a good pass to Oliphant. That wasn't a good pass. That was a little bit flamboyantly done, and unfortunately for the lad, it didn't come off. Smith pulled that one right out of the clouds. That was a terrible pass. But I guess they'll take it any way they can. They're getting so little of it from set scrums. Prom away to Baxendale, back to Prom. Then Taylor, Sterling, Tony Cole. Price finishes him off over the top. We've got 9 minutes to go. Australia leading by 19 points to 2. Williams. Jordan chiming in, as he's done on several occasions today. Sterling. Smith kicks. Fay takes it, so he's been a fullback all his life.
He has played a couple of times this year at fullback with South Sydney Rex. Jack Gibson's moved him there at half-time against, I think it was East earlier on this year.
Lindsay Proctor attempting to trip one of the Australian players, Price, but didn't make contact. He's not had a great part in this game today, Proctor. Thompson had a quietish game. Only made the one handling error, so that will stand him in good stead. Cronin, off a ready pass. There he goes. The little fellow in to score a test try. Posted. Unselfishly from Cronin, and that's really the first time Cronin's been able to get himself into the clear, and he does exactly the right thing as soon as he capped the defence. Now watch it again. The ready pass was superb. Cronin straight out nicely, looks across, transfers the ball to two hands, unloads it as he slows down, and he knows he's done his job. The professional don't need to back up. So long as the pass is taken, it was there. And the crowd loved that, because this 19-year-old from head on. Now watch Cronin look inside to watch the defence, the class of the player. Bosted coming inside him, probably called him, did Cronin? And then that great pass, and the little fella kicks away from a tiring New Zealand defence to score Australia's 4th try, and obligingly fairly near the post for Mick Cronin.
It's Boosted's 4th try from 4 representative games, Rex. 3 in the Interstate Series and 1 today.
Yes, he's had a marvellous month. Likeable little fellow. Innisfail in Queensland. 6 foot 6. That's his 25th successful kick at goal. Australia's still in possession. Price having stolen the ball out to Oliphant. Comes back inside. Rather a puny defence from New Zealand, who are letting the Australians run pretty at will at the moment. Nice pass from Olling there on to Pearce. Pearce has been doing more talking than usual out there today. Thompson nicely into Morris again. Up to the quarter line. 24 points to 2. 15,077 the crowd. Ready, the dummy, gives it back to Price. Price still going, gets it away to Fulton. Fulton then to Greg Pearce. Pearce away to Reddy. Reddy changes direction. It's a pass then to Oliphant, who's come back in field. Out to Fulton on the sideline. Threw a dummy to nobody. I don't know how he expected them to take that one. He threw a dummy on the outside. Price to Fay. Fay loves to score tries from here. There he goes. He's lost it. Got over the line and lost it. Let's see it again from head on. it'll show fairly clearly what the action was. Now watch Fay as he comes towards us, barrelling through the defence, over, and a bounce. The referee rightly claiming that he bounced the ball in the end goal. From Williams back into Proctor. Proctor's hurt his left leg. It's up rather. No, he doesn't get up. He looks to me as though he's carrying ligament damage in both knees, this fella. On comes the ice bag for him into the dying minutes of the game, with Barry Ross to bring you up to date on the statistics and scorers.
Australia's 24 points have come from tries from George Paponis, Kerry Bosted, Steve Rogers and Terry Fay. Mick Cronin has kicked 6 goals from 6 attempts.
Oh dear, Crom came in nicely. He took a pass off Sterling, ran well, and then threw the pass straight on the ground to an Australian player.
Chris Jordan has kicked a lone goal, 1 goal from 2 attempts. The scrums at this stage are 14-7 Australia's way, and the penalties are 9-8 also Australia's way.
Australia now looking to add to that massive 24 points to 2. There's Ron Ackland steering out there. What goes on the head of a coach whose side is down 24-2? Pearce, way to Cronin. Stood up there and got it away to Fay. Fay. Price left it behind. No knock on. The referee sends away to Bosted. He threw it straight to a New Zealand, to Prom. And there's the knowing tackle that Gary Prom will remember. Filipina. Proctor recovered. Back to Cole, who had a quiet second half after a good first half. Ray Baxendale. There's Prom, the replacement who came on for
Murray
Eade, the lock forward, you're right. Smith has been a goer all day, the 5'8" the New Zealand side. Hasn't taken a backward step. There's a Williams kick, which is a good one. And well taken by Fay, and not only well taken, but well run back. Oh, gee, that's well done. A little bit of exhaustion there, I think. He's been a pretty involved player today. Ready running from dummy half. Still going, runs again. And there's the hooter going. Loud in the background. Australia have come away convincing winners and in front of an amended crowd of 16,577. They must have found another 1,000 somewhere. Frank Stanton congratulates Terry Randall, who was sitting beside him, and probably was congratulated by Randall on being the coach of the Australian side. There, the Australians coming from the field with the New Zealanders intermingled there, 24 points to 2.
Yes, a runaway victory to Australia, winning 24 points to 2. Just recapping, tries to Fay, Rogers, Bosted and Paponis, and Cronin booting home.
Rogers, Kerry Bosted, Bob Fulton as captain, Tom Radonicus back at halfback, Ray Price, Rod Reddy, Greg Pearce is vice-captain in the second row, Craig Young, Max Pilic and Rod